Hands Raised brings together key education stakeholders who are all doing amazing work in their parts of the community, whether it's business, nonprofit, education, and we all come together around shared goals and indicators, and we track those together.
We look at the data, we look at the issues. We can then have a very open conversation around what we're seeing. And, we're all sitting at the table. It's myself as a counselor, teachers, the principal, our All Hands Raised facilitators, our community partner, and everybody has an equal voice.
Think of an organization that's willing to put their feet on the ground along with you, an organization that's willing to provide resources and bring those resources to the table and looking at problems and how to solve problems.
We can make sure that we align our work in the effort to offer quality education programs and services to all children.
All the other partners that are involved, they see the importance of it and they get behind it, especially since it's a concerted effort for everybody.
Instead of coming at the work from different corners of the room, we're coming at the work together and aligned.
All Hands Raised has really helped support our meetings through support and the facilitation of the meetings, being able to bring to the table accurate and current data.
And so if we're all looking at the same set of facts and it can open up really rich conversations to barriers and challenges, or why things are the way they are, or the question of we don't know why they are, and let's delve there.
And what I appreciate about them is they bring us the data and they show it to us. That's the first thing we look at any meeting. We sit down, we look at the data, and we say, okay, where are we? Where were we last year? Where do we want to be next year? Even they break it down by week, by month, so it really gives us this objective view of where we are and what we need to do.
Data also holds us accountable. It tells us when something that we're trying is working or something that isn't working.
Oftentimes when you're doing the work, you feel isolated. You only know so much and you don't know what you don't know. I think one of the greatest things that All Hands Raised bring to the table is a different perspective. They bring work from other districts and other organizations that have been successful in improving student outcomes.
Because sometimes when you're a teacher in your own building, you can feel like it's an anomaly or it's only happening here. But then you meet other teachers who say, oh yeah, this is happening at my building and this is what we've done.
We're able to get together with what we're doing in one school, looking to see how we can do it in others. And that's important to us as an industry.
And being able to see what those other districts are working on and building relationships with the principals, the counselors, and other members of their site team is pretty powerful and amazing.
We're already behind, and so what this allows us to do is really bring that approach and that commitment through this work. So it's interwoven through the work of All Hands Raised, so that we're preparing not only today's workforce, but starting to create a culture of cultural responsiveness within all of the education system, and not just the education system, in all of our community sectors.
We are going to end disproportionate discipline by coming together as equitable teams, that everybody's talking and everyone's looking at what's working and everybody has a voice at the table and looking at what is best practice and then using what's working to help create best practice.
I think it's a true testament that there's been incredible longevity by some really key staff leadership, and for that I'm grateful.
If All Hands Raised wasn't around, it would be very difficult for us to be able to reach each school individually, to be able to make a significant impact on the kids in the schools.
It takes an agency, a prestigious agency like All Hands Raised, to help us carry us into the schools, making us feel integrated and part of the mission of the schools.
For sure, I think that equity probably wouldn't be as front and center across all sectors like it is now.
I really don't believe we could do this without the support of All Hands Raised. Actually, I know we couldn't do this without the support of All Hands Raised, because you guys provide us with a framework that we can put our experience in, but All Hands Raised helps and ensures that we actually then follow through and do it.
If had to think of one word that came to mind when you mentioned the name All Hands Raised, it would definitely have to be innovative.
Partnership.
I want to say connection.
Access.
All Hands Raised is amazing. That's all I can say.